Imagine you had a strong content strategy and you had tons of great equipment, but people still didn't enjoy watching your videos. Don't worry, today we are talking about 10 ways that you can develop great camera presence. Let's get right into it. If you're new here, my name is Liz and I help coaches and consultants add video to their business. Make sure that you subscribe so that you never miss any of my future content. Now, right off the bat, let me say that this topic is as a two-part video. So today you are watching part one. Make sure that you look for the link in the description so that you can follow up and watch part two next week. Don't forget to turn on notifications so that you can be notified as soon as it's released. Now, the reason I'm making this as two parts is because, in fact, 10 steps to camera presence is a lot of material. It would be a lot for you to digest all at once. So that's why, to make it easy, today I'm going to present you with 5 steps, and then next week you will watch the other 5 steps. So let's jump right into it. Now, first of all, let's just remind ourselves of what camera presence is. It's a little bit different from camera confidence and camera delivery and camera technique. When you have strong camera presence, that means you are able to capture and maintain the attention of your viewer so that they really lean into your message. Sometimes we see people that have everything down, but they don't have strong camera presence. So without strong camera presence, it doesn't matter what else you have because people are not tuned into your videos. They're not actually leaning forward and trying to get the information and enjoying what they are seeing. So it is such a critical component of camera confidence to develop your camera presence. Now, as soon as you start developing stronger camera presence is when you will notice that this is actually the gateway to building connection, rapport, and trust with your audience. When you have strong camera presence, that's when your viewer feels like you are a familiar face to them. That's when they feel like you are someone that they personally know, even if you've never met before in real life. They like your vibe and they are willing to check out your videos. And when they see that you've released a video, they are eager to have a look. These are the consequences of having strong camera presence. Sometimes you watch a video and you think, wow, there's just something about the way that this person is delivering it that just really grabs me. That is camera presence coming into play. Now, of course, camera presence is built upon our own personality. When you are trying to develop a strong camera presence, the goal here is not to try to turn into Oprah Winfrey or Jim Carrey. You are just trying to turn into the strongest, most confident, comfortable version of yourself. You want to show up on camera as you are in real life. That way, when people see you, they have a feeling that they actually already know you and they get a sense of what it would be like to work with you. Now, let's jump right into today's 5 steps. Our first tip is to test different sources of lighting until you know that it is flattering and a pleasure to look at. So that means you are going to set up different styles of lighting and different lighting sources in your shooting space and do a little quick test video just so that you can watch it back and make your own observations about what it looks like. Now, we've talked a lot on this channel about lighting, and you know that there's so many different ways that you can set up your lighting. If you're using natural window light, or if you have a lamp in the room, or if you can purchase a softbox or some type of professional lighting kit, there's different ways that you can set it up. You can either have the light shining at a 45-degree angle on your face. You can have it shining directly onto your face. You can have it shining from above, lighting your face. At all costs, do not put your light behind you. That is a big no-no. So test out different forms of lighting and different types of light. You know that there are some lights that are warmer in nature. They're more yellow. Other types are more cool in nature. They cast more of a blue or white tinge. All of this makes a difference with your skin tone and the color of the wall behind you as well. So you are really going to have to test out a couple different things. Check and see what it would be like if you closed all your curtains and you have a dark room and then just have lights. Or what if you open your curtains and then still have some light? There are a lot of different mix and match ways that you can set up your lighting, so test out a couple of them and see what actually looks the best. You might be surprised when you find a certain form of lighting that actually looks really good on you and it actually looks a little bit cinematic and quite professional. So do that first so that the person that's watching actually has a nice, pleasurable viewing experience seeing you in good lighting. Another thing to consider in your overall camera presence is your positioning within the frame. So this depends on how much space you have, how much distance you have between yourself and your recording device, and a whole bunch of other things. But again, do some test shots and see what actually looks good. Of course, your positioning is going to be different depending on whether you're shooting a horizontal video like the one you're watching right now, or if you're shooting a vertical one. In both cases, you have tons of options. You can sit closer to the camera so that you fill the frame fully, or you can sit a little bit further away like I'm sitting right now. So test out both of these and see what works. But at all costs, try to avoid having tons of unnecessary headspace. If you have paintings or any type of artwork on the wall behind you and you want to show that off, then it's okay to have a little bit of that headspace so that people can see that. But otherwise, if you mostly have a blank wall behind you or not too much going on, then it is better for you just to leave a little bit of headspace. On the screen itself, that would equate to maybe 2 fingers worth. You don't want too much there. It is really awkward to see too much headspace. Similarly, you don't need a lot of space on the sides. That also just kind of gives empty space within the screen, and the viewer has come there to see you, not all the sides of your wall. That's another thing to keep in mind. And when you are positioning yourself in the frame, try to have both of your shoulders in and a little bit of your upper body at least. If you can show your hands, that is always the best practice. It is the best way to get a connection with your viewer, just to show your hands. So that's also something to keep in mind. If you talk to photographers, they will often reference something called the rule of thirds, which means that within a horizontal frame, you are positioned sort of in the 1/3 area of it. So test out that shot and see what you think about it. This is as opposed to you sitting directly in the center. Now today you see me sitting in the center, and that's because I am flanked on both sides by my bookshelves. But if I had a blank wall behind me, I would absolutely be sitting a little bit off to the side. That typically just gives off a little bit of a nicer appearance for the person that is watching, and this can also just help you to have greater camera presence. Another really important thing to consider when you are trying to develop camera presence is to know what colors look good on you and work with your skin tone and your background, and also which colors translate well on camera. Again, we've talked about this on this channel, and I talk a lot about this in my different programs. Every color is not created equally, and everything does not translate out well on camera. Plain white, plain black, those are 2 colors that we typically avoid. Now, of course, there is no hard and fast rules. We see people creating videos all the time wearing a plain black shirt or a plain white shirt. Nothing happens because of it. However, the best practice is to pick some colors that really suit your skin tone as well as the background in solid colors, minimizing all of the little prints or stripes or zigzags. These type of things just give you an overall better look on camera. It works better with the lighting. It just reflects and translates better over the video so that when the person is watching it, it just gives a nice visual appearance. Now we're interrupting this video so that I can remind you to subscribe. I think you should do that first. And if you're interested in setting up a little home studio at home so that you can start recording your own videos, make sure that you look for this free resource that I have in the description below. Just click on that link and I will send it out to you right away. Now let's get back to our video. The 4th thing to keep in mind for good camera presence is the positioning of your camera angle. I talk about this all the time because it makes such a difference. We know by now that the best practice is to have your camera angle at eye level or maybe this much above eye level. It should not be positioned significantly higher or lower. This often happens especially if you are shooting with your webcam on your laptop. You might put your laptop down on your desk, which would force that webcam lens to be several inches below your eye level, which does not give the greatest appearance. So do whatever you can to either prop up your recording device on a couple of books or purchase a tripod so that you can always position it at eye level. Don't forget that some days you might be making your videos standing or sitting, so you need to be able to position your recording device accordingly. And the 5th point that we're talking about today is to prioritize smiling. It doesn't matter what topic you're talking about or if you're a naturally more reserved person. On camera, people want to feel like you are approachable, especially if you are using video for your business. Nobody wants to do work with a person who doesn't smile even a single time over the span of a 3-minute video. So you need to prioritize that. Now, the one thing about smiling is that sometimes it doesn't come very naturally when you are creating videos. You might be nervous or you're thinking about the content and you're just trying to maintain eye contact with the lens. There's 1,000 things going on in your mind when you're creating videos. This is why you need to intentionally prioritize it. That means get your smile on your face even before you start speaking. Press record, get the smile on your face, relax yourself, and then start. Keep reminding yourself in your head to smile. Use a post-it note to write the word smile on and stick it near the lens so that you can remind yourself about that. It makes such a difference. Of course, you want a natural, relaxed smile on your face. We're not talking about a frozen permagrin that is trying to convince your audience of anything. But this really does take some time and it takes a little bit of effort, especially if you are doing live video like live streams or a live masterclass. You might be so into your content and your delivery that you forget about smiling altogether. But this is a huge mistake. You are missing out on an opportunity to create a relatable connection with your audience. They are there to really get a vibe from you. So you want to show yourself as a friendly, relatable, and approachable person. Now, as you can see, there are so many things to keep in mind so that you can develop strong camera presence, but I am telling you, it is worth it. You will eventually become the type of person that creates videos that look natural and effortless and flawless. People will come to you and say, wow, you make video look so easy, without ever realizing that you took the time and effort to put all of these steps into place. Now, as I mentioned, this is only part one of this entire video about developing strong camera presence. So make sure that you look out for part two. Check and see whether it's already ready in the description below, and I will paste the link there. Or turn on your notifications so that you can be notified when I create it. Now, if you like this video, I hope that you will give it a like, share it off with one of your friends. Don't forget to subscribe, because every single Tuesday, I bring you a new video teaching you how you can add video to your business. So until next time, take care.